actually, if it's playing, it's fine. Does everyone kind of know already, or do you want me to just quickly explain? I feel like everyone knows, apart from maybe you.
I can roll with it.
Okay, great. Okay, fine. I'll just introduce it from here. Okay, so, God, it's very intense.
I'm not looking just.
I'm watching time and doing things. But I'll chime in.
We can
every
just
now
laugh
and
if it makes you.
I think it's the height as well. It's so high.
Do you have any lower chairs?
No.
Okay.
That's why it's so.
We're on an emergency chair.
That's another reason why I'm over here.
The later you arrive, the lower you are.
Not in it.
Not in
There's no chairs.
It's not really a height.
No.
We are big.
Oh, this is beautiful. So just as you were saying.
What's my wallet cord tonight?
Right.
Okay. Wallet cord tonight.
Come on, Joss, get on with it. Right. Firstly, thank you so much for coming, all of you, because I think from what we've been doing on Instagram, as I'm sure some of you have seen, is we have been kind of filming meetings that we've been doing about the message of the brand and who we as Aesthetic Laundry want to be. And I think over time we've realised that we know internally who we are and what we want to be kind of striving forward as our message, but can we get it into, well, 2 words, let alone a sentence? No, not really, and we all slightly sing from a different hymn sheet when we are talking to one another. So what we've done over the last couple of weeks is kind of narrow down kind of the main message that we think that we want to be putting out there is kind of what Aesthetic Laundry, what we stand for. And we've asked you guys to come in because we literally want your honest feedback. We want you to say what you guys have come up with makes no sense, if it makes no sense, and if it just doesn't correlate with what we think we're trying to get across, please tell us, because we think we're almost there, but we'd rather you say if it's not. So I guess this stemmed from us talking about what Aesthetic Laundry is and things that we kind of know that we're good at doing at the moment. So this comes from design. We're strong at design. Heidi's been doing it for 5 years designing, and I think we've got that out there. The quality of what goes out, which is kind of based on the fact that manufacture is done in here. Liv kind of QCs everything before it goes out, so we're quite confident on the fact that the quality of what we're putting out there is good. And then experience in the sense of customer kind of service. So once you are a customer, we want to engage with you. We don't want to just send you your product and that be the end of it. We kind of we want to keep you kind of within the Aesthetic Laundry family. But then from there we were talking about there's a bigger message behind what we're doing. We're not here to just design clothes and have good customer service. And what we've come up with is the fact that we think there's 4 pillars, and I'm going to break each of them down, and what would be amazing is I'll do them one at a time, and then there's kind of 4 questions, the same question that goes with each pillar. And if you guys can just answer honestly and the conversation goes on the table, that would be amazing. So the 4 pillars, they are environmental, production, morals, and elitist or elitism. And basically the message that we're saying is we are challenging each of those 4 pillars that are very kind of stereotypical of the fashion industry. So if we start with environmental, for example, and I've started with this one because I think it's kind of the most topical. I feel like everyone is talking about being more environmentally conscious about what you're doing, what you're producing, and especially fashion can be known as being incredibly throwaway. And so it's kind of how we are challenging that and ensuring we're doing what we can to be as environmentally conscious as possible. So we are small, and we know that we can't change the world. Us, the 3 of us with Anna, 4 in here, if we can't change the world, but we can do our little bit. And I guess that's why we've come up with the word environmental. So the first question is literally, what do you think of the word? As in, if I just said, we're trying to be more environmental, is that what springs to mind? Or is it like that's not where you would go if someone said, oh, I'm trying to be more environmentally conscious or whatever?
Who wants to go?
So as in, environmental is what you would say is the pillar, but then when you're talking about that, you're saying you're being environmentally conscious as a brand.
Yeah.
And you're saying that's from like the way that you package stuff and send them off all the way through to what people do with them at the end. and everything in between.
Exactly. So and it's not that we can change everything all in one go, but it's that we are being conscious of every step.
Okay.
So if you're saying that you are environmentally friendly, so you want to know what we see as that.
An environmentally
what we
friendly
think
brand.
of.
So it's
Is that what you
interesting
mean?
that you're saying you see ourselves as environmentally friendly. Like we say we're environmental is in that we know that some things we do impact the environment, but we know that we're trying to do certain things that aren't.
Okay.
So like the fact that we use all the scraps of the fabric to do loads of different things with it. We're trying to think of the environment doing that, but are we an eco-environmental brand? No.
So you're like environmentally conscious. You're conscious of it, but you're not necessarily 100% eco-friendly.
Exactly.
Like,
and I guess that's what maybe saying now we've got to be careful of, because to literally take the one word and say we're environmental and then you challenge us straight away and we were like, well no, we're not completely environmental.
But how would you guys define environmentalism and being environmental in general? What would you say comes to mind about the environment, just in general?
I think like if you're going to use it as your pillar, then you need it as a statement of like your intent. So I think maybe if you expanded upon it and said what, then you can deliver your message and people will immediately be like, oh okay, that's what they mean by that. So like, yeah, even if you added the word like focused or
your commitment to being environmentally like friendly, or like you're almost like your pledge as a brand as to how you're going to be environmental,
climate conscious or something like that.
Yeah, because like you said, and I don't think any brand would be 100% environmentally friendly, but I would say if you go out there and you're really honest about what you pledge and then what you commit to do as a brand, then you can absolutely like throw that word environmental around quite freely as a pillar, because you're being really open about the limits of what you can be when you say you're environmental, if that makes sense.
But where would you use these pillars?
In all of our messaging. So in all of the things that we say about the brand. So if someone asks you, oh, do you know about City Laundry? Yeah, they are trying to do this, or they do this. Or
so it wouldn't be like just the 4 words necessarily, it would be a narrative to go with each word.
Exactly.
Yeah. Basically, like what made us think of this is that we are known for being a fun brand, or a rainbow brand, or a festival brand, and it's although lovely that people are recognising us, that it's not what we do. Like we're so against fast fashion and disposable fashion, and yes, you can wear, like one of our jumpers was called a festival jumper at the beginning because of so many different reasons, not just because you could wear it to a festival, but then when an outsider looks in and then says, oh, you've got a rainbow tassel jumper, it'd be perfect for a festival. And they're a festival brand. And we almost
connotations of just not being very environmentally
friendly. So then how do we we need some sort of other, we're like, no, but we do so much more. And then when you talk to us in person, any one of us in person, you go, we make it in-house. Oh, we do this. And then did you know they use all the scraps to do this, this and this? And did you know that they change the patterns they cut the patterns in such a way that they don't waste fabric? That no one knows, but then how do we say that? So we're environmental because we do that, but then we're not an environment,
So then could you change the word that you use
maybe
on that?
working towards
Or climate, I think the climate conscious was, I can't remember, that was a good
or like,
phrase.
Environmentally conscious?
It's got to be
green, like, you know, clean and green, I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be a process, because nothing's ever completely done automatically. It's got to be something that is working towards. Like even, I know this is like a terrible thing to bring up, but even like the candy wrappers or wrappers you get on muesli bars, they say not yet recyclable. And you're like, oh, there's hope.
That's what we need.
Like, hope. Great. And it's like it's saying it's not recyclable, but the wording of it being, it gives you hope that it is.
Yeah.
Like, and it just goes straight into the bin.
And go.
No, I was just going to say, and I think that's exactly it, that we, every time we say the word environmental, every time we talk about it, we all literally go, but we're not 100%, because we're not.
Yeah, so you can't
and
claim it.
And that's why we're probably all right that one word doesn't work, because it sounds like we are claiming something that we're not.
We're working towards a really sustainable way of making clothes, or like we are in the process of creating a really sustainable brand because we're doing these things, you know.
Almost
Everything
sustainable.
is.
Yeah.
Not yet sustainable.
Yeah.
Change it every year.
Getting sustainable.
This is the process. We're about here.
Or you could focus in on that you're long-lasting fashion because you want to be anti-fast fashion, so long-lasting fashion.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Slow
I don't
fashion.
know.
Yeah.
Slow fashion.
We've
Slow
started
fashion.
using that, but I don't know if that's an official phrase.
Yeah.
We've started writing it.
You can make
You
it.
could own it, yeah. It's like
Hashtag slow fashion. Yeah, hashtag you heard it first.
Oh, you wait now, everything.
Hashtag. Look out for the hashtag. But do you guys know about this thing called greenwashing?
No.
No.
So greenwashing, how have I not brought this up in our meetings? So greenwashing is when a brand, I can't say names, but like when a high street shop will say they're trying to be sustainable and they have 2 or 3 products that are made of 50% sustainable,
Yeah.
or but you know, and then so my brother and I went when we were just in Norwich the other week. We went into one of these shops. And then we were like, let's look for this sustainable. If they're claiming this, and we've seen an advert online for this individually, and then we've both gone into the shop and let's look to see if they're sustainable because they're claiming this. And then we had to look on 2 floors, look for it to seek it out. And there was like a hanger there, a hanger there, a hanger there. Next to another garment, equally the same design, but they were made of polyester or whatever, and these were made of half sustainable polyester. And you're like, if you're as a huge company with loads of money, how are you not making all of your garments like that? It's just a marketing tool. So then therefore it's green. That's where greenwashing comes in. So you're literally saying you're green and you're promoting the fact that you're green because you're trying, and that's what we don't want to do because we really care. Like we really do. We know that we're using plastic mailing bags because as a company, a tiny company, we can't afford to do biodegradable plastic bags because one of the companies that we got samples from didn't send us them as a sample because they sent us the other ones as their quality sample because they're so expensive. And so as a whole, like, I don't know, like as an industry, like it's just not accessible for us to be totally that.
But if
now.
the supermarkets can't manage this, which they're not so far, and it's 2019, then you can't be expected to. But I think as long as you're promoting the message, do something with that plastic bag.
Yeah.
Don't just put it in the bin. Can you use it for this? Can you use it for that? Then again, it's not being wasted.
Yeah.
So it could be that side of it. So
Yeah.
you can't fix all of those little problems.
Exactly, like we just can't do everything, but then we know, that's what we mean why we're conscious, we're environmental, we know that we're sending them out in plastic, but we know that when they get to you, the jumpers are going to be fine because they're in plastic. But then we have to take that burden, but then are we using all the fabric when we cut out, and we're using all the scraps of the fabric and we're using it wisely? Yes, so we're avoiding waste that way. Are we getting all the fabric from the UK, or we know where everything is sourced from? Yes. But, so then we are environmentally
But we're also
People
taking
aware.
steps.
People send the bags back to you. They're reusable.
But then there's a carbon footprint of like
Posting.
of
true.
Of course,
post.
with
It's
everything,
so
there's
hard.
always-
It's
In what's
so
more,
hard.
yeah.
But then we are
Yeah.
taking steps to try to work towards getting better bags. Like we've looked into it, we're really trying to do it, but at the moment, because we've bought in bulk, we're using, because if we don't use it, it's going to be waste anyway.
Yeah.
She
So
also found a really good company that she likes from Cornwall. Is this right?
Oh, Isle of Wight. Oh, God.
Isle
Yeah,
of Wight.
Isle of Wight.
It's so sad, but we've actually asked them to. Joss has asked them to if they would partner with us to say, look, can we share your supply? These are just generic bags.
Yeah.
Can we share your supply? Because we really want to do this, but we just can't afford it at the moment. We'd have to add it on to the customer, and then anyway, I feel like I'm talking too much.
Yeah.
So I guess the main message is like you want to talk about environmental, but you want the message to be that you're aware of it and that you're like working towards it. So
You're committed to trying to
Yeah.
improve the
Without-
situation.
Yeah, without being we're committed.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like environmental is like kind of part way there, but you just need to like maybe add on something a bit more specific,
Clarify your
Yeah.
position.
like conscious or
Yeah.
awareness or
Yeah, working with environmental conscience, something like that.
Yeah, I think just be really like honest and open with the narrative behind it, because as much as you're faulting all the things that you're not currently doing, there's loads of stuff that you are doing that is amazing, and I think you just need to be clear in your messaging so that when you're saying that environmental or whatever you decide to brand it as one of your pillars or values goes out there, within that you're really clear about what the things are that you're currently doing, and then you're saying, actually I recognise that these aren't, but maybe these are like ambitions of ours.
This is
so
what we're working towards. This is
you're
what we're doing.
just upfront about both sides, like this is why we're environmentally conscious, but yes, we're not perfect, and in the future we would love to be able to tackle these things as well.
Yeah.
But that way you're not kind of masking it, and you're not doing the greenwashing that some of those other big corporate companies are doing. And actually you can be really upfront about it because you are a small independent brand. So the chances of you being able to do anything now on that scale is impossible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could even point out the good and the bad things that you're doing at the moment, and then people probably like respect
Yeah.
your honesty, I guess.
Definitely.
Works on that
Yeah.
extinction rebellion, tell the truth. It's just as long as you tell the truth, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Ah.
So our meetings have been right, guys. What we want.
Yeah.
As succinctly as this.
Yeah, you
We've got
just
that much
stay in there all the time. Lock the doors, Liam. Lock the doors. They're not leaving.
Just keep the crisp coming.
Would you like some more?
More snaps. So my other questions was actually, one of them was, is there an alternative word? But I feel like if anything, it's more that there's a phrase and it's something to do with we're consciously trying or something
Your
along those
conscience,
lines.
yeah.
Exactly. And there's more to it than just being like environmental-ish.
We have an environmental conscience.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really nice.
Yeah.
Edinburgh inspired.
David?
And the only other question, and it's more because we don't know any, does anyone have any examples of companies that we can benchmark against, not necessarily fashion, that you think are doing a really good job of being environmental?
Oh, that's a good one.
But if there isn't,
I have to look through my Instagram
Yeah.
to find.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Beauty Box might be an interesting one, only because they're the ones that send all their stuff. They don't use any plastic for their packaging. Oh, Beauty Pie, yeah. Birchbox, they might be an interesting one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But we,
I'll look at Tropic Skincare. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
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 Because they are doing lots of things to make their packaging more like recyclable,
Are they?
more environmentally friendly, but also pouring money that that they're making back into projects and things. So it's not all about take.
Yeah.
They are putting money back into projects.
Yeah, see if they're doing that, that's amazing. Because we were actually talking about Beauty Pie earlier. The boxes, I don't know, because I have Beauty Pie as well. If you order just a mascara, same size box, it's quite big.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Think of that.
it's like one of those beauty membership things.
Yeah.
And so I presume most people order more than one thing. But if you do
And they
just
cut
happen
costs by using
one
ordering one
standard
box.
box, which is completely recyclable, which is great. But the
And
fact
it's
that
tissue paper, not plastic.
exactly, so they are doing it all right. But then I guess there's something to be said for if
Size
you
and
order
freight.
something this big and
Yeah.
you get boxes this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Stingy, you should be ordering more than a mascara, is what they're saying.
Into his boxes.
I think we're done on environmental.
Moving on.
Amazing.
I've got another idea for a name. Green Ambition.
Green ambition.
Ah.
Oh, we love
Nice.
colours too.
So we have
A green ambition. Like your ambition is to be green, but you're not saying we're green.
I like
You
it.
should be on the
That's really
Apprentice.
cool, yes.
Honestly.
Our audition tape.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's really good. God, this is really good.
Anyone else want to throw a name in?
Nailed it.
Thanks. Done.
Yeah.
Well, it's been lovely being here.
Got 3 more